We have Mr. Teron, Mr. Streamer.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah. And TyroneSh0elacez also in the house. Is anyone tired?
What's going on? I had 2 hours sleep, man.
2 hours of sleep? That's more than enough, dude. Come on.
That
That's
was
more
it.
than enough. And of course we have Wonder. He sent me his picture. I cannot. I mean, I can kind of show you his picture. We can pretend, you know? We can pretend that
Yeah, show my picture.
I made it proper.
I'm watching the stream. I will know if you do it or not.
I can actually leave it like that. This is actually beautiful because people can actually see who is talking.
Yeah, that's actually smart.
There you go.
Oh, perfect.
It's the first podcast. Okay, guys, give me a break, man. I had full 1 hour to make custom scenes. Okay. There you go. Now people can actually see the voice interaction, and of course, Wonder on my left. Oh no, on my right. On my left. On my left. There. Okay, today I do not know if you guys read. We're gonna go over some questions first from the community. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
It's on the Scrad Discord. I'm gonna just start with that, and then you're gonna figure out what next, because that's probably like the most important thing. I'm assuming. So basically, I said whoever has the biggest amount of the how to say it. Can I show reactions? Yeah, reactions. We're gonna ask that. So Wonder, when are dances coming in a game?
Wait, who?
Dances. When are we gonna get Fortnite types of dances, dude?
Fortnite type of a dance never. You'll just get some quality dancing.
Maybe some kind of like loot boxes where you can open the dances. Stuff like
Nah, man. Dancing is an art form that I want everybody to have from the beginning. Everything. Everybody should dance. So I'll give my best to put all dance moves available for everybody, so everybody can enjoy some quality dancing. So yeah.
We actually, you guys actually bamboozled me. I was thinking you guys are gonna add Slav Squad in a game because of that screenshot, but it turned out that chick is just peeing on a fucking table.
We will. I mean, we can't push this game into a release without a Slav Squad. I mean, come on, man. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I don't even sit. I just Slav squat when I stream.
Yeah, I was actually also thinking about that, but I do not know how circulation of my legs will handle that. You know.
Oh
well. What else? What else do we have here? Oh my god, this one is a little bit bigger one. Mark more items at once. Drag and drop system for 8 items. Man, Baba Yaga went over everything. I'm just gonna skip that. We need shorter questions, dude. There we go. Options for streamers, dude. You know what? You have 3 streamers now in the conversation with you. You should be really careful with what you're gonna say. I was actually asking about that.
Give a shit. Okay, I'll now continue. I said mine. Now your turn.
Next question.
No, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, first time when you mentioned like yesterday I was on your stream for those streaming options and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I actually was thinking about it, and I totally agree with you guys with that. We should add that. I mean, you guys are keeping our community also alive with everything. So, and if some new people want to stream our game, and I think it's going to be more like streamer friendly to have such options available in the game. So yeah, we definitely will look into it and try to add it.
Yeah, we were talking about, like, I do not know how the hell Tyrone and TyroneSh0elacez, you guys, how can you stream without like hiding everything? Like, I'm so paranoid while streaming.
I've become kind of numb to it, to be honest, man.
Yeah, I
just let it go now.
I guess they're better than you at the game.
Easy come, easy go. If I get killed, whatever, I just get more shit. The more you make a big deal about it, the more they feed off of it. So it's like, fuck them. Don't give them anything to feed off of. Yeah, you killed me. You suck. Go on with it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna give you the facts. When I play on the servers your community knows, I die every 15 to 20 minutes. Like, that's like average. When I do not give any fucking info, like, I'm lasting for days before dying, you know?
No, man, like how I look at it, it's like streaming protection for streamers or whatever you want to call it. It's pretty simple. Streaming, it's like you do it full time. You are doing it full time. It's a job. So at least we should cover from our side, from the game perspective, if we want to. It's not that like every game developer. I guess some people don't give a shit about streamers, but I think that we should give a shit about streamers because streamers, content creators overall, YouTubers, doesn't matter who, they're a big part of the gaming community overall, not just SCUM. And they're a big channel that helps you to grow your community with actual feedback. And like gamers overall, in my opinion, are more connected to streamers than to the game devs by themselves. So from our side, what I would like to do to have is that you don't have to think about the flaws of the game that can downgrade your stream, aka your job. It's a job. So I think it's really important that we should add it because it's just a bonus. We don't have anything to lose about it.
Except like a
Yeah,
couple of working days.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong or anything. I might be wrong. I never streamed. So yeah.
Guys, if you have any questions, drop them on the Discord. Like I said, don't ask me in the chat. I'm not gonna read the questions from the chat. That's why we have a Discord with the reactions, so I can read from over there. Okay?
Oh, wait. I'm gonna chime in there as well. Maybe I can find some good questions. What channel?
It's under the SCUM questions for podcast.
Oh. I see. Oh, okay, I'm there.
This is like pretty good question, but it is not just. I mean, this question is kind of linked with the things that you leaked on TyroneSh0elacez channel like a couple of weeks ago, and also Leva confirmed it yesterday on my stream. That you guys like are ready, like almost ready with patching the game with like completely revamped combat mechanics, like weapon filling sway and stuff like that. Like you're gonna get like new animations.
Yeah. Okay, let's just make it clear. It's not a whole like weapon system rehaul because that would take a lot. And our weapon system regarding ballistics and stuff like that, it's already on point and it's really good. What we will look into it is like mostly on scopes and how they work in real life to put that in the game because a lot of games don't have realistic scope mechanics in the game. I mean, I didn't even know that until I saw some work in progress back at the office from the guys and how it behaves, and it is pretty different. I can't say if it's harder or easier or anything because I'm not too much of a shooter person myself, so I don't know. But in my opinion, it looks much more fun and much more rewarding once you get to once you understand how it works from the approach of the mechanic. So like when you will be aiming and when you know when after some time like you'll be able to predict where the bullet will hit and stuff like that. And when you make a kill, I think it's gonna feel much more rewarding and much more pleasurable than.
Can you is this like completely unique? Like, it does like it is not even close to not even one single game, or you can like kind of say it's
I don't know. Anything I would say besides I don't know would be a lie because I don't know. I said I don't play games, shooters, first-person shooters, third-person shooters that much at all, so I wouldn't know. But I guess people who I'm not guessing. I know the people who are working on it from our team. They know they're pretty informed from the gaming perspective as well as the real life perspective. We're also getting feedback from like professional Marines that can like tell us, okay, this is how it works, this is how it doesn't work, and at the end of the day, we'll take both sides and try to implement it in a way that it's as realistic as possible, but still fun. Because that's the point. If it's not fun, it doesn't make any sense to be in a game to a certain degree.
Agree. And I do not know if you guys are working on more like that. That's one of the questions. Guys asking how much we will be able to modify our guns in the future. Like, are you guys like working or thinking about adding like some kind of a flashlights, laser sights, forward grips, or something like that?
Well, in the start, what I know that we will have, I don't know how far we will go. It's like we'll probably have some simple style of modifications, like maybe you'll be able like to glue two clips together so you have a faster reload. Craft maybe some extended clips, different attachments from scopes, silencers, and stuff like that. Uh, how far we will go, I don't know. I really don't know. We will see because gunplay, okay, it's dominant in our game, obviously, but it's not the main focus of our game, you know.
Yeah.
But of course, if we can, any mechanic that we have in our game, I mean, any game developer goes that way. They will always try to take it to the best level possible. Now, the biggest key factors here are just like time and is it worth it? Like you can have the best system of I don't know anything possible in the world, but if three people just like it, then the other millions are like, okay, it's cool, but it doesn't really serve the purpose. We know it's realistic, but it's kind of hard to execute. I don't. There's, in my opinion, not too much point in that.
Yeah. I think most of the questions that we have on the Discord is actually like questions for Leva, because he can probably explain that much more, if you know what I mean. Because like
Possible.
I'm gonna ask you about, like, I do not know, man, adding the feature about like with the grab all, sort all, craft all, unload all. Like I don't think that you can answer like really well with, you know, about that one. So
I do like
well,
Mr.
I
First
saw,
question though.
wait, I saw
Yeah.
actually that question and I lost it somehow. Okay. Oh no, okay. So grab all, sort all, craft all, unload all, load all. There is one key problem that just popped into my head like the instant when you said it is, uh, like we want to try to keep it in a realistic realm, okay? So if we like, let's take arrows for an example. So now you have like 12 or 10 arrows in a bunch. I forgot, doesn't matter. So you have the option to craft 10 of them. Okay, no problem. But we need to have a downside for that as well. I mean, it's called the game needs to be balanced. So when if we put the possibility to craft 10 arrows at a time, we will probably add a bigger time span for it. Maybe even the same as it would take, like if it takes for arrow to craft, I don't know, 3 seconds, 10 arrows is going to be 30 seconds. Now, depending, maybe we can also add, depending on the skill, how good you are with arrows. So if you're going to, maybe you will have the ability to craft just a whole bunch after you have the advanced skill or medium skill, or maybe from the beginning. But if you advance through skills, the crafting time for a bunch is shorter than with a beginner skill, you know. So there's a lot of those aspects that we need to take into account for the best balance.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Like it's the same amount of time, except it's just one click versus.
Exactly. Now, of course, we need, if you make that for arrows, you need to make it for everything as well. It doesn't make sense that it's just for one thing. And this is the part what most people in game development, hashtag those are some of my frustrations, don't understand is that, yeah, how hard is it to like implement the game, like just craft 10 arrows from a bunch? Yeah, cool. But then you have like many more items. Can you also craft like 10 guns in a bunch? Not really. How does it work with bullets? How does it work with other skills? Does like strength skill, will it affect crafting speed, or intelligence, will it affect crafting speed of the arrows? So there's a lot of viewpoints that we need to first address before we even add it in, because at the end you will just have undefined game structure that at one point will collapse, and nobody wants that.
yeah, I was actually talking with Leva when he was in the chat earlier. I mean, a couple of days ago. How I mean, yeah, like he like I was saying, like, what is the point of having like different varieties of stone, like of axes in a game, for example, while it takes exactly the same time to chop the tree, right? And he was agreeing with me, like it should be like when you're using like lower quality, lower grade tool, that it takes a longer time to, I do not know, chop the tree, and then you're gonna get less items. And also it should depend with the skill, but it is so complex, and like I'm assuming that you guys are gonna add that and like upgrade all of those features. Like
yeah, I mean, let's take it closer. Let me fuck up your mind a little bit more there. Let's take access and top increase for an example. So then you what Leva said. So you have like the skill, like how good are you at the X, what type of X? Is it an improvised X? Is it a industry made X? You know, if it's an improvised X, we need also to take in account the materials you used for crafting that X. Like, is it metal? Is it stone? In what condition that was as well? Does some of those items, are they prone to some real life changes while doing some certain actions as well? So yeah, that's a lot of things that before we even do simple things, we need to like check them out thoroughly to see if it's gonna work like it's supposed to and not to break everything else.
yeah, and it is gonna become more and more complicated because there is a lot of skills that are still missing in a game.
Oh yeah,
And
oh, it's just getting not harder but more fun. Well, let's say more fun.
yeah, but still, like people like that question, for example, like I
Mhm.
mean that request that like lower grade tools should like give you less resources and it will take longer time. Like it feels pretty simple to add, but when you multiply that simple mechanic with all of the skills in a game,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work, you know. And I'm assuming
Mhm.
that you guys are trying to just implement like basics of all of the skills in the game first and then fine tune it and add and
Of course,
polish.
I mean the base building that you have now. When we introduced the base building, it's not a big secret. It fucked up a lot of things. A lot of things went to shit and exploded, like in our game. That's why we had so many patches by fixing it, and there will still be bugs for base building, just base building. And this is just like the foundation. It's just the framework for base building. You know, if we went further to put like the whole base build from the get-go, like from the beginning and the end, how it is now, and I mean, it's pretty much impossible because for the full base build to work, how we imagine it, we need like more stuff that are not even in the game. So yeah, that's also a thing to think about.
Yeah, like a couple of I do not know, that was like a couple of months ago when you first how to say it, teased the base building. We've seen the screenshot of like a blueprint of the brick house, right? So like that is automatically like answering the question that we're gonna get like higher grade buildings, right? Not just wood. Wood is just like scratch of the
Yeah, of
iceberg,
course.
tip of the iceberg.
We will try to take it as far as we can go to the limits of funness. I'm not sure that's in a word. Doesn't matter. When, how, it's. I mean, to most questions that we get, when will this be added? When I say I don't know, is the truth, because I don't fucking know when it's gonna be added. It's gonna be added when it's ready, when we test it out, when we made it. I mean, we can just add like random stuff in the game. Just look, let's add thing ABC, then EFG, then X, Y. I mean, yeah, sure, we could do it. But what's the point of having like 10 things that are not even connected in our game and they don't make sense? You know,
Yeah.
games are not made that way.
Yeah, but still, like a lot of stuff, like like there were like how much 2 coders like for a long time, and now you have 9. And
uh, yeah, I'm bad with numbers. At one point, we had only like 2. Of course, our company, Game Pirates, we grew when SCUM released. We need more people because a project of this magnitude would take at least 60 people to complete in a time frame of,
yeah,
I don't know when, probably maybe 1 year or 2. Of course, we're always expanding and looking for new people to join our ranks so we can work faster, better, and more productive. But hey, takes time.
I mean,
It's a business.
you can definitely see the rate of progression, like it skyrocketed
Mhm.
when new coders learned how to code and like how the foundation of coding in SCUM. So
Yeah, I mean, what people also don't understand is like, I mean, I love that one. Once when I get all of these messages go, how does? I mean, most of the time when people come and say your network code is shit, you guys don't know what you're doing, fire your programmers, hire new people, la la la. I'm like, oh yeah, it's okay. Give me 5 minutes so I can fire our whole fucking team, so I can get 10 new programmers in, and so they can work properly. Whenever you hire a person in game dev from the programming side, even if that person is really good, we have awesome people. Our whole crew are top notch. It doesn't matter how good you are, you will have a period of time of approximately 3 months, so you can get adjusted to the pipeline and how the company works. So it takes time.
Yeah, nobody can just jump in and do the job, no matter whatever job it is. You're not just going to come in and know everything.
Exactly.
I got a question for you. Was it intentional when you guys did the for bullet crafting with the lathes and machines like that? When you guys put all those machines in all the garages, I was wondering because it seemed kind of interesting because they were kind of the drill presses were scattered about the map and not as abundant, and then all of a sudden they seem to be like in every garage.
I knew you were gonna ask that.
Sorry, I got when we introduced like crafting bullets with machines.
Yeah, like the drill press. Okay. You needed a drill press and a lathe. So I noticed that they were the drill presses and the machines were just scattered about the map. You'd find them in workshops, in the quarry, in the airport, and now they're everywhere. There's like 4, drill presses in every town. To me, seems it's like, well,
is it too much? Do you think it's too much?
Yeah, I think it would be better if it was more of an item that you needed to search out for versus just having it so abundant. To me, it was interesting to add that in crafting bullets, and it made it a little bit more interesting, and you had to go out to craft. But now it's part of the recipe, and that part of the recipe is available everywhere. So it kind of canceled itself out. So since it was interesting, you need to use machines, but now you have machines everywhere. So I would like people to go out and need to go to certain places to craft, and it'll get people moving in and out of their bases versus just sitting in
Fair enough. To a certain, I kind of agree with you, but there's also one aspect. Before we added like machines for crafting bullets. Let's say if you were a clutch situation, if you had the materials, you could craft bullets and try to get out of that situation. Now you can't really. I mean, of course, if you're locked down in a house with a drill press, of course you can go there and craft your bullets, but you need to go there to the machine and craft the bullets. It's possible. If people think that there are too many of them, of course we can reduce it. Probably at one point we will, because with base building, maybe even we will go that far that if you're good with survival skill or maybe a crafting skill, intelligence skill, depending what route we will take, you'll be possible that you can craft your own some kind of workbench, something like that. So you can craft bullets there, and if that will be a possibility, of course we will reduce the number of machines in towns and available to people. So we'll see about it. If people are vocal enough and they agree that there's too many of them in towns, we can reduce the number easy.
I mean, the problem right now is definitely that like people are just hoarding the items and they're never using them. Like people will just go and farm and hoard, and they're just gonna wait the wipe and items are gonna die. And we are kind of
people just have way too much shit that they even
way too much shit.
Yeah, it's like unbelievable.
So like the thing is that there should be some kind of a mechanic that is gonna force people to some kind of an end game. Let's just say it's end game. And the closest thing that, like, when you have all of the stuff in a game, some kind of a high risk, high reward thing should be crafting the bullets. And for example, I was actually like talking about that already. Like we have airdrops in the game, which means like you can spawn stuff, and maybe, just maybe, having the event like how you have that green highlighted area of the save zone. Like all of the drill presses are deactivated and you cannot craft bullets anywhere. And then like you have 30 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever, that one of the towns is going to be like highlighted red and all of the drill presses are going to work over there. So people are forced to go on that points of interest, that location with the vehicles, with the high end like gunpowder, scrap metal, lead, and craft the bullets. Like people are forced to get into the high risk, high reward situations where everything can happen. You know what I mean?
That would definitely create some negative aspects.
Yeah,
Well, it's
because
almost
people
like you need power for it, and then you could have brownouts across the map. Oh, there's no power in that town, so none of the presses work. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is
It would
just
force
like
a lot
one
of
of
people
the
together.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
would like
yeah.
that. That'd be cool. Have something like that to bring people together. You know what I mean? Like an objective.
Yeah, because like right now, like for 64 people, that map is like still big. Like map is for like around 100 people's, like 100 people probably, something like that. And most of the
No,
servers are playing like 50 players, right? And it is really hard to find PvP, even if you're like going bootcamp, train yard, airport, naval base. You're gonna still sometimes have a problems with finding PvP. So forcing people to get on some kind of points of interest should be kind of interesting, you know?
Yeah, I got a question. When do you guys plan on introducing gasoline into the game?
gasoline.
Yeah, for like
Uh,
fueling
vehicles.
vehicles and generators to start those to keep those electrical items going. Because I noticed there's generators in the bases, so I'm assuming you'll be able to fuel those generators with gasoline, so you can use those lathes and drill presses.
Yeah. We were already playing with those mechanics. We had system in the game where you had like to get gasoline to pump the generators. Yeah, I don't know if the prison that was our testing subject, like that you can get lights, you can put like electricity through the fence, so people can really pass there. There were a few issues and problems. That was a long time ago. I don't really remember, but we already have some kind of a framework for that, so we will add it at one point. Just when, I have no idea.
Yeah, because
Like, will we
I would
have-
think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just thinking even gasoline for cars would make the whole dynamic for vehicles.
Oh yeah,
different.
that will also definitely come. Also with like probably I mean we will probably add certain damage areas like to vehicles. Like if you get hit in the doors like 10 times with a bullet, you can still drive totally fine because your engine is not affected by it. But if you like hit the engine, then you have mechanical problems and stuff like that. So like different zones around the car, also around the player, that's still not working properly to my knowledge. So we need to improve that as well. So we definitely will also expand the whole vehicle system, how it works, for a more dynamic approach, as you can say.
Yeah.
So will we have to find things like batteries and gas and whatnot in order to get a vehicle up and running later on?
We'll see from the side, like when you find a vehicle, like how much things you need to put on it, like make it work.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna be like, oh, I just need to find a tire, and oh, I just have a fucking door, and I need to find everything else.
Mhm.
We'll see from that perspective what can be done. But as said, we are not going to approach that it's so realistic that it becomes a hassle. I mean,
Yeah,
no.
understandably.
if it's full time realistic, just like go in real life, start collecting car parts and build your own fucking car. Why do it in game?
Yeah. I got another question for you. Would there be any kind of ability to upgrade your locks on your base? Because a lot of people, they'll build a base or they'll lock down a house to put a crate in. They may not have a lot of fame, so they'll throw a rusty lock that they found in a box and they'll craft it and put it on their door. But then later on, they may have enough fame to upgrade. Is there any way they could upgrade that lock to either a silver or a bronze lock?
That's an interesting aspect, interesting idea. I don't know. Maybe the guys in the office talked about it. I didn't hear anything about it, but it's an interesting concept. I'll write that down.
Now, like, I do not know if how much you like anyone is paying the attention about the loot vehicle hoarding. Every single wipe. I mean, I'm talking about every single server. It is pretty much the same. People are just hoarding the vehicles, and like the thing is, when you find the first vehicle, and when you're in squad, you just drive between the towns. You find another vehicle. You like your buddy gets out. He takes the car, and just like fresh wipes are like vehicle hoarding, and then most of the times like bigger clans have all of the vehicles on a map, and solo players will never get the vehicles. Did you guys discuss?
I never see vehicles.
Yeah, did you guys discuss about any kind of a like vehicle degradation where it is gonna be like inefficient for the bigger clans to hoard that many vehicles because they cannot upkeep the maintenance of the vehicles?
Well, that's actually a good idea from a whole mechanic perspective, not just a mechanic against hoarding. Well, I don't know if people talked about it. I didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, maintaining it's a good approach, but like if you have a squad of 10 people, like let's go from this. You're a solo player. You have a car, and okay, you can have one car because you can maintain it and everything. Two cars is a problem. But what if you have a squad of 10 people? And then again, they have 10 cars, and each person can maintain one car. They're still hoarding it, and they found a way around that hoarding anti-hoard system. So I don't know. I said maybe it will work good, maybe not. I don't know. The more ideas you guys give to us, the better system we will come up with. So
Yeah,
that's also about
I was
that.
thinking maybe like for server owners, they could put a time on it. Like if you don't use that vehicle or enter that vehicle, so in the server you could say, okay, 2 days. You don't use that vehicle in 2 days, it just respawns.
Mm-hmm.
For a certain amount of time.
That or add a limit to how many people, or a server owner could say, all right, 10 people max per group, or 8 people max per group. They have a maximum, and how many people can be invited into one group.
Also, the thing is, what we always need to have, what we never want to do is, like, in SCUM, you play to your choice. You can do whatever you want. We don't want to limit the player, because it is a game where your choices will shape gameplay. Of course, I guess there will be some cases. I mean, I'm guessing there already are cases where we need to put some boundaries, obviously, but we need to be really, really careful with that so we don't mess up that immersion feeling.
To be
Does
honest,
that make sense?
yeah. To be honest, like I'm against having any kind of restrictions as long as people are showing the dedication and the effort in putting the time and the skill on like farming places and stuff like that into the game. You know what I mean? Like it is unavoidable to restrict those types of stuff because you're gonna restrict the stuff for the people that are not that dedicated, and then hardcore players are gonna always find a way around it to play. Like it is gonna just make even bigger gap between so restricting is whatever, but the thing is like when you guys firstly implemented the base building in a game, maintenance of the base was insanely high, and I was actually doubting, is it worth to upgrade the base even more? Right now, it is cheap. It is like free. You're maintaining your base for free. But I would like to have that kind of a aspect in a game. Well, if you're playing 17 hours SCUM, and if you can maintain 10 vehicles, and if you can maintain half a grid big map, a big base, so be it. But if you're casual, and if you like to camp and not contribute to the clan, somebody should work for you. Same thing goes like in real life. You can have like a full size family, like four people in the house that are living. One guy will not work, then some other guy has to work twice as much to pay the bill, right? Like that kind of a method and system in a game, like I would not have any problem against big clans as long as they are contributing with the maintenance of the vehicles that they are hoarding. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. That makes absolutely sense, and that's the way it should be, definitely.
And maybe introduce some fame to it too. You need fame to keep that.
Yeah, the fame system will definitely expand through time. How it's gonna work, what you can spend your fame points, do you want to spend them, how you can lose them, how impactful they are. I just want to get back to one thing that you, Eroktic, said. If you deserve it, have it. That's exactly what, in my opinion, every game should strive, because if you put in 3 months 1,000 hours in our game, you should have shit to show for that, because you spend 1,000 goddamn hours in our game. But like, if you spend like 3 hours in a game and then you come complain to me, how does this guy have 3 vehicles when he played 1,000 hours and I'm playing 3 hours and I don't have one? I mean, the moment you ask that question, you answered it.
Yeah,
If you
right.
get my drift.
Yeah, it is a problem. And also, like, one of my admins, Oleva added the new admin command where you can teleport on the vehicles. And he said, a little Boris, he said, like, most of, like, before wipe, pre-wipe, he was teleporting through the vehicles. Majority of the vehicles on the SCUM servers were abandoned, like in the middle of the forest where nobody can find them and they're not in use, right? And if there is some kind of a degrading mechanic, like I
Don't they
suggested,
respawn after 2 weeks?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think that's if you don't touch the vehicles at all, do they respawn eventually, or they just sit there until you find them?
Yeah, but still, like even if there is the server with 50 players, it is not that there is 50 active players. There are hundreds of people that are visiting the server, right? So, like, like some of the people are just gonna like dump the vehicle and like then what? 1 out of 64 vehicles are gonna be abandoned and not in use for 2 weeks until it decays. You know, it's a little bit way too dynamic to have such a high. I would just like I would make daily maintenance. Dude. I don't care, dude. If you want a vehicle, dude, put some daily maintenance into that. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a little bit aggressive now, but still, like having a 64 vehicles in a game when majority of the vehicles are gonna be at the clans. You know,
I mean, look, totally honest. Of course, we have like mechanics in our game that should be improved, should be worked on to be better.
I mean, it is early access anyways. So.
Yeah, there are no games that can be made better. Every game can be made better.
Still fun.
It's just like I said, we're taking like slow baby steps, so don't mess things up. When the base building actually got introduced, it went much more smoothly than I personally expected. You know, and
I don't think
really glad for that one.
was base building initially a thought though. Like, was that even going to be implemented at all?
What?
I don't think it was gonna. I don't think base building was going to be a thing, wasn't it?
Well, firstly, we were really against that because it does a lot of stuff on your server from the performance-wise and gameplay-wise. I mean, when we started the game, like, we are still trying. I mean, we are keeping. We're trying to have the vibe that the game is about. It's about an island where there are prisoners on it, and it's not a vacation center, you know. So we were against base building. We said, okay, let's just go with fortifying, like current houses that you have. Then, I mean, I said, SCUM is being built with gamers and with us together. A lot of people were like, hey, maybe base building wouldn't be such a bad idea. And a lot of people were asking about it. And we were like, okay, let's see what we can do.
Yeah,
so we switched our minds about that, and now we're trying to make a system that will work but still keep the vibe of the game.
But it is like before, on the beginning, you guys had a problems with all of that stuff. But when the virtual item virtualization was introduced, it completely fixed. Like it completely opened the like whole new horizon, and that is the reason why base building is actually possible. Because if we didn't have that in the game, like physical and vertical item conversion to improve the performance of the servers, like there will be no way that base building will be introduced in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the item virtualization system, when it hit, it helped things massively, you know. So there's, I mean, no point in debating that. It just helped. I mean, the chests. I mean, that when the game was released and before the chest, the whole rework, chests were actually backpacks that you couldn't pick up, and it just looked differently. But from a technical side, when you look at it, it was just the same shit as a backpack.
That doesn't decay, despawn.
and of course the whole that system, it was not made for people like to build thousands of chests around thousands of places with thousands of items in them, and that was a big issue because it ate up all the performance from the server. But now as we fixed it, and of course there have been many more like performance fixes and improvements, the more we get to that, the more things we can add. But also what people need to be aware of is all the things we add into the game, they go like hand in hand in balance with performance. Like, okay, now we have like 20% more performance fee for the server. What can we add into that? So let's say that we're always trying, of course, to improve performance, but it's always going to be on some kind of the same level. Of course, we strive for no lag, clean FPS, and everything like that. Totally, but still, there's like, of course, our game could be run on a potato on 60 FPS on everything on high, but you would be walking just through woods, no cities, no items, no nothing.
For those of you that
Next
don't
question.
know, just I don't think that people know about the virtualization and physical items in a game. So basically, before items were physical and they were loading in your rig like constantly, right? And you had so much things in your client that was reducing the performance and of your rig and of the server. And right now, I mean, in the newest patch, in the base building patch, they introduced the item virtualization, and the only items that you're interacting with are becoming physical, and it improved the performances of the servers by 5 times. So, and that's like, it is the biggest patch so far, like optimization wise and feature wise, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can put it in perspective with a little anecdote. And that's like before the item virtualization came in, and when people still were able to stash their bugs into like stones, rocks, and shit like that. And I saw one screenshot, somebody like put in one rock approximately 12 chests, and they were filled with items, and that's approximately between 500 items, something like that. And once you got close to those chests, your PC and our server had to process all of those 500 items, and that will hurt FPS, lag, the server, your bloodstream, everything. Now, when you come close, like to 12 chests filled with items, the only ones that are processed by your PC are the ones that you click on actually and that you interact on. All of those, the rest, are just simply pretty pictures until you interact with them.
Yeah, I remember one time I was that was before the patch, like that was months ago. That is probably the last stream that I was streaming SCUM before I took a break. I was playing on EU10. Everything was like fluid. I approached the refinery or factory on the like east of the airport. I dropped from 100 FPS to 2 FPS in like, I just entered in and that was it. It was over.
Yeah.
It was holy moly. But right now, like that's gone.
I just want to read out something that one person in your chat on Twitch wrote.
Sure.
We got the server stable. Now what we can do to bless them again? That's 100% accurate and that's on point. Because if you don't push your boundaries of the game each time, every time, not just your game, anything in life you fucking do, you don't know how far you can push, how far can you improve. Of course, we put something extra, it fucks up the server, let's optimize it so it works. Okay, how much headroom we got? 10%. Okay, let's fuck it up again. And that's how it goes. And that's the only way pretty much how can you like, I mean, it's not the only way you can improve the game. It's maybe not the best way, but that way you can have numbers and you don't have to predict anything. You know, okay, so we fucked up for that amount, we need to improve for this amount. And continuously, there we go.
Yep, I agree. I mean, you add something in the game and then you polish it and optimize it. If it doesn't work, you remove it. Like, it's early access. Like,
Yeah,
like
people always got to remember it's early access. Stuff's gonna.
I mean,
do.
like every single time when somebody says it's early access, it is just that meme like, it's early access, it can fail, it can whatever, right? But you can take a lot of games that said that they are in the beta, they're not even close to alpha. You know what I mean? So like a lot of game companies are just taking early access, closed beta, open beta, release, DLC, season pass. They're just throwing the names for the marketing purposes, and they completely killed what early access actually means. Game is gonna cost $60, $70, $100 when it comes out. It won't matter, but it costs right now a little bit more than before, right? Now it's $23, something like that.
$25. That's 23 euros, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Math.
Yeah, but
but yeah, I mean, what killed early access mostly, the most important stuff from a gamer perspective is people who abuse that system from the game developer side, But fuck it, we're trying to correct that and to show that not every game developers are the same. We're not trying to rip off your money, hard money, or anything like that. We're just trying to make fucking games. That's it.
I mean, whoever is saying negative things about SCUM obviously is not checking the patch notes or whatever the hell, right? Like you can take patch notes like Rust. I'm gonna give the example Rust. They're frequently upgrading their game and patching their game, and like they're working actively. But SCUM devs are by far, like feature wise, optimization wise, everything wise, like much more like even more productive than Rust devs. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Rust is amazing game, but still, like you know, and it, like Rust is still like it's like community is giving a great feedback for Rust, so.
Well, I mean, my opinion to this day is, as if you are talking with people, give you money, and listen to their feedback, can't be wrong. You can't go wrong. Of course, that doesn't mean you need to add into your game every little thing that every person says. But God damn it, if you make an early access game, and the whole point of early access game is that you upgrade it with time, and people who buy your game put their trust and their money into you. That's a fact as well. You are responsible to deliver something that they're paying for, if that makes sense. Of course, the biggest responsibility of that is on game developers to communicate with people how they will proceed with early access. I'm pretty sure there are some games that are set in stone and when we say, hey guys, this is early access, we entered in early access, and this is what we will add to like the next, I don't know, year, and that's it. We have a set vision for our game, it's going to be like this and nothing else. And that's totally okay. And if you communicate that to the people will be like, all right, my feedback won't matter shit, but I like the concept of the game and where it's going, I'm going to back it up. But if people come like, I gave you my money, you didn't even listen to my feedback and it's shit and like that, for those people, I don't know really what to say. Just like before you type stupid shit on the internet, take 10 minutes of your time and Google the question and the rage things that you want to know about. Because 99% of the time, the answer is out there. You just need to take some time to find it. And that's it.
So I noticed you guys, I got a question for you, another question. I noticed there's a lot of medicine and stuff in the game. When do you guys plan on introducing any kind of medical poisoning?
Once, that's gonna be, that will be a big thing to bite or even put out, because medical skill will be pretty much connected to, I guess, everything. Like, well, what can I come up with from the?
You can just say, we blame you guys. You wanted base building. That's why medical system and sickness system is delayed. Okay, there we go. Fixed.
Okay, let's go. New mantra: always blame the people who play your game.
Of course.
That's how we go.
Of course.
That's how we do it. I mean, yeah. Medical skill will be like complex because our metabolism is complex, and both need to be on the same level for them to work, because any other way doesn't make really sense too much. It's gonna be a lot of things. Like for medical skills, we have a lot of prepare like symptoms, diseases, approximately 30, 40, or 50 of them. I'm not sure. Of course, that doesn't mean you will have like each 3 minutes a new disease that you need to cure. But like those 30 or 40, I mean, some of them you can catch from eating bad food, or maybe like getting cut by a rusty knife that is degraded and you get tetanus and now you're fucked. So it's medical skill will be a big thing. I don't know how it will look once we first implement it, or if it will be that way, that height of complexity. But at the end, I can see it being like pretty big.
Yeah, medical system is gonna probably be introduced with the sickness system from once, but still, like there are still like some kind of a bugs with the metabolism. Like
Just with that, if it's just that, I'm cool with that.
I mean, for example, like I do not know, man. Like we are constantly hungry.
Mhm.
Vitamins are kept on 328%, and then everything is gonna be like on 328. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, of course, it's bugged. I mean, our metabolism system is the most complex metabolism system in gaming
Yeah.
ever. So it's not that we can, let's see how these guys did it, so we can just rip it off. Sadly, we can't do that.
Right.
If we could, we probably would, as every game developer of every game ever. But yeah, we will need to see. Well, of course, we'll still work on it, improve it, fix the bug, best of our possibility, and
Yeah.
all that.
But the problem with the metabolism system is no matter if you die, relog, log out, force quit, crash, whatever the hell,
Mhm.
like food is gonna stay in your stomach. It is gonna still digest, and like it is just gonna be postponed on you until you log in back in the game, and then there are like since game is in the early access and there are like crashes here and there and
Mhm.
server crashes and whatever the hell. That is all affecting the metabolism, and it is pretty much hard to figure out the reasoning behind. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Understandable, totally. Yeah, I said we need to improve it all as well, and like fix the bugs, obviously.
Here's a quick question. When it
Mhm.
comes to the squad system, will there be a voice just for your squad members only? You know, so only the people within your squad can hear you and not outsiders?
I don't see why not, but for that to work, we'll probably have to introduce some kind of communication system, like maybe phones, earpieces, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
cool.
that
Walkie-talkies or
way, it
something.
makes sense that only your squad can hear you, or not just your squad, but people who have those devices on them. The whole squad system, of course, will be. I saw that question in the chat. Somebody asked, or on the Discord. It will be still like improved as well. It's the current squad system that it's definitely far from final. There's gonna be improvement in that as well.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, between the medical and then the other question I always get is when are we going to get RPGs and explosives?
RPGs, yeah, I hear a lot
Explosives
about that myself,
or
man.
booby traps for our bases. So when you pick the locks, you just go boom when you open the door.
Oh.
Put mines down around the bases. A minefield would be pretty cool.
Yeah, or C4 when the guy's driving down the road and he just passes your C4 and you detonate it and blow up his car.
Well, that's a pretty easy answer to that. When
Sabotaging
when
the
it's done,
vehicles.
when it's done, when we edit. I mean, each feature that we will introduce at one point, we will of course announce it on Twitter. I will go on some stream. I will leak shit, or like I did with the guns, you know. So pretty much any feature ever that we will put in, you won't be, oh look, that's it now. Of course, maybe you will if you don't follow our socials or posts and stuff like that. But mostly everything that will come into the game will be communicated before to you, to the gamers. I don't know, maybe if we want to keep something as a surprise, that it's funny, that it's cool, then not.
Mhm.
But mostly you guys will be informed of what's coming to the game.
I'd like to be able to dig a hole and cover it with sticks, you know, and have some spikes at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, booby traps.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
We have like a document about booby traps on like 15 pages.
Oh, shit.
So for references, looking how it should work and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll try to make the best out of it as possible.
Nice.
Yeah, like like base building is in a game, and right now I think this like patches, like if you guys are playing the game, like recent patch, like since base building has been introduced, right now these patches we are playing, right, like it is the most safest thing to build a base because it is so easy to just put some wooden logs in front of the gates and nobody can do anything. But yeah, once when you get those RPGs and stuff like that, it is gonna be a little bit.
I mean, any feature that you introduce, and doesn't matter how much we as developers think, yeah, this is clean, this is cool. People will always find a way to exploit it, and that's awesome. That's what we need. Never stop doing that, because without that aspect, games would be boring. Shit. So yeah, keep finding exploits so we can improve our stuff, so everybody has a better game. That's the simple truth.
I mean, the more features you have in a game, buggier it will be. More exploits are gonna be found. It is just like that.
Of course.
But still, like,
we will fix them, we will patch them, and it's gonna be okay.
yeah, but still, like, SCUM community is increasing a lot. Like, since the base building patch, like today was like 7,000 players online, maybe even more.
Oh yeah, we are like improving a lot. I mean, I'm not saying like it should be like that. It's supposed to be like that. It's definitely it's not supposed to be like anything. It depends. We take that as a good hand. I mean, numbers don't lie that we're going in a good way, in a good direction with our development, with our approach to the community, game, to everything. So we will keep doing that. If we see that it's going downhill, we will change. We will see what can change to make the game better and stuff like that. But yeah, the influx of people, that it's not new people. It's mostly people that came back. But yeah, it's good to see. It's a nice motivational boost, and we are rocking it to the end.
I mean, the thing that I wanted to say about the increasing of the player base is that the more players are playing, more bugs and more exploits are gonna be found, right? Like,
of course.
If there is like 70,000 players, game would be. You guys would have so many things to fix. It is just like insane, right?
You wouldn't rest. You would never rest.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If we at one point will have a concurrent player base, 70k people, trust me, we'll have enough people to fix shit. Did I say fuck? Sorry, I know this is a Christian.
When is this coming in the game? When is this coming in the game? Why are we not fixing this? Where is this, guys?
The answer is
Come on.
Same to everything. When it's done and when you see it in the game, that's when it will come.
It's done is done. When you see it, it's there.
I mean,
exactly.
The game can have 35,000 gigabytes. People are gonna still find the shit that is missing in a game, and it is broken.
Of course. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody has their own preferences, and that's totally fine. That's totally cool. Without it, we wouldn't have as many things in the game as we have now, because of course player feedback is important to us, even though a lot of people don't think like that, at least the ones who are DMing me, but it does, and we take that into account.
Yeah, I think what you guys are doing is everything is coming along nicely. I mean, things are getting more polished as time goes on, of course, but the only thing that's really getting me, I think, the huge part of the PvP right now is with the desync.
Yeah, of course. Network code, it's a thing. Everybody hates it. Hey, you gotta live with it if you have a multiplayer game. It can always be better. There's no point in any part of game development that it can't be better. It always can be better, and we will. And the most important thing is that we always will strive to make it better. And I mean, besides that, I really don't know what to tell people. We care for our game. We try to make it as best as possible, as polished as possible. If you don't believe us, well, I don't know. Ask for a refund.
I mean, currently, from my testing, I was messing around with the server perform like several options a lot, and it turns out that 50 player slots with a lot of with anything, like you can boost anything else, but as long as it has 50 players, it is fine. As long as like player count goes on 55, it starts to rubber band,
Yeah, I mean, okay, I just want to a little side note for each server owner who's listening to this, or will listen to this. I don't know. If you DM me, if you DM me that I mean, G Portal is taking a lot of fire and a lot of shit from people. Those guys are really busting their ass for our game, and whenever we have patches, they stay late in their offices just to push it out with us. And those guys don't deserve the hate that they're getting, definitely. If you come to me and say that our game is shit, that the G Portal is shit, that your server with 100 people, 50 times loot vehicles and zombies is lagging, I mean, I can just laugh on that. If our official servers, they have, of course, issues with lag and stuff like that, times to time, they do, but they are the top norm of stability. And that's for a reason. If you could put like 50 times more loot, 50 times more vehicles, 50 times more puppets, 50 times more players, and that run without a problem, our official servers would be like that, but they are not. So if you put 50 times more everything on your server, it's gonna crash, it's gonna lag, and nobody will play on it. Doesn't matter how much you think it's fun.
Speaking about servers, were you
Mhm.
guys thinking about adding different varieties of the servers? For example, like with the reduced player count but with increased. I don't know.
That's I put that task on myself. I just need to find some time to work it out properly to make PvE servers. I wanna try to make a few of them to see how people react. Maybe because there are people who like primarily love to play PvP and chill out, not having PvP. Me as well. I'm one of those people, so I will try to look into it. Best configuration statistics for PvE servers.
That's cool. But still, player count should be like those servers are gonna probably be really really good to play, but just because like I don't know.
I
Like
mean, look, the thing is, it's gonna be good to play on. It's gonna be without lag. That's pretty much straight out a lie. I'm not gonna even say that. Let's go from this standpoint. PvE server, let's say I max it out at 30 people, okay, and like no human to human damage, so you can't hurt another player. Of course, what I will do in that point, we will boost up the up number. Because if it's player versus environment, you need to have a bigger environment to play against animals as well, maybe even sentries. Why I'm waiting mostly for that PvE to implement it, to maybe I wait that we add some more like PvE stuff or stuff that the player can do without some kind of action that doesn't include other players. So there's a bit more variety of things to do on PvE servers. I'm pretty sure we can already pull it out now. I said I will try to do it as soon as I catch some time. So we will see how people will like it.
how are ranged AIs developing? Are you guys like did you guys started with that?
But
Ranged AIs like bandits, bounty hunters, fame hunters, or whatever the hell. Like
oh yeah,
AIs with the actual weapons that are gonna be deadly.
yeah, that will be definitely one aspect of it. We will even see how far we will go because I said SCUM, it's a TV show with prisoners on island, you know. So if in our universe, if you're a rich billionaire that has too much time on his mind, hey, give us like I don't know $1 million. We will equip you up and we will put you down on the island, full geared, like spec ups or whatever it is, so you can go hunt some prisoner. That's who gives a shit about prisoners. They're just there for entertainment anyway. So maybe, I mean, that's the
That's
story of
awesome.
the game. So we'll see. Maybe when we will have the ability to, for players, go into that role. For the beginning, I guess it will be just AI. But you know, we'll see. We'll see what we can come up with to make the game more exciting and more fun.
Yeah, that's what Level was talking about, or somebody I do not know. I'm sure that I was reading about that, like my like way back when it
Yeah, and
was.
of course, like other types of AI and enemies, something similar to puppets, but I know something more dangerous, but it's more rare. When you encounter it, you shit your pants. We'll see. We have a lot of ideas that we want to add into the game, of course. It just takes time and work. That's my job.
Yeah, I just cannot wait. That range AI. I mean, complete AI things. Also, like safe zones. In safe zones, they're gonna be probably like some kind of vendors or whatever. So maybe
Safe zones will be, I mean, important. They're gonna be impactful, depending, of course, depending on the player, on personal side, how impactful you want it to be. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does. I mean, I don't know. Like it is early access, and people want everything, and we are all impatient, and you know.
I mean,
They're just excited about the game.
yeah, I always like. I mean, a comparison. People don't really have a correct perspective when it comes to game development. So I like it to put in a perspective of the vehicle industry, car make. Like I don't have even a driving license, and I know how to drive a car. Okay, but that doesn't mean I know how to make a car. I don't. I don't know shit how to make a car. If it breaks down, I know how to repair it or anything like that. So uh, there are also, I mean, esports gamers. Of course, there are professional gamers, professional streamers. You guys, you know the mechanics of our game in and out, how it works, everything, how it works. But most of people, they don't know shit how games are made. They don't know what's behind it. So please, people, drop that idea that you know how it's made, because most of you don't.
Yeah, I agree. I have no idea.
I'm still a bit frustrated about the shit show I had the other day, so that's coming out of me. Sorry about that stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
about negative feedback. I mean,
I'm not, just to be clear, I have definitely no problem with constructive criticism. If I fucked something up, it's bad, and if you know better, please, yeah, do come tell me how I can improve it. How can I improve myself for that? You know. But if you come to me, I had tons of DMs on my Discord in the recent time where people were just straight up shit talking that we don't know shit about how to make games. And okay, I respect that opinion if you show me a background that you do know how to make it, that you can give me some input. How can I improve myself and my game? If you have that, heads down, you are right. I agree with you. We fucked up. But if you don't have that, I mean, what's your point of even saying that? I'm not sure what are you trying. What's your point in just coming and wasting your time? You can use that time for something more productive than just shouting at us.
Just trying to get under your skin, dude. Notice me. That's mostly what that's about.
Yeah, I mean, you have on my Twitter profile how I handle those trolls, but I decided not everybody's will. I will not do it every time because it just takes much time.
holy shit, you guys spam the living crap out of the questions and podcast for the podcast.
Yeah, there are tons of questions.
Really?
Yeah, the biggest question I get, I've been getting a lot of, the player AI lately. Like my chat's blown up with, are we going to get player AI? And
yes, there will be player AI people. No worries about that. Just takes time.
Awesome. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Well, the
Patience
game's come
is
so
the
far
key.
since you're not even a year old, and it's
No.
grown leaps and bounds, and it's
A
amazing.
year
to
will
see.
be next month on the 28th. Yeah, it's the 28th of August. That was the release date of the game.
I
And
always
I've been
tell people
streaming.
that.
Oh, you are
I've been
pushing the
streaming
release
this
date?
game since then.
Yeah. Always tell people, you guys, it seems like it's a labor of love for you guys, and that you're not mailing it in. You guys are actively working on this game and trying to make it better. And to say anything else to me is foolish, because I've never seen a game that has 2-3 hot fixes in 1 week.
No.
I have no idea how many. I mean, we pushed out up until now approximately 40 patches.
Yeah,
Updates, hotfixes.
I had to buy a new hard drive.
That's almost once a week.
I mean, yeah.
But man,
I mean, that's
still
unheard.
like you are releasing like a small hotfix, and it turns out that small hotfix, like quotation marks, small hotfix, contains the amount of the features and the fixes and the additions of quality of life changes, like some of the game developers that are like hyping it up for months, you know, and
I mean,
and then
yeah,
like
fair enough.
and then on the end it turns out that in that hotfix it was not even addressed that some of the things were in a game that were fixed that they figured it out later on, you know.
Okay. I just want to jump in into the defense of game developers, because that's one thing that I fuck up as well a lot of times in our patch notes. Like, when we have some like problem issue with a game, it needs to be addressed. And like when I make the patch notes most of the time.
CP, dude.
Yeah, and like I go through the patch notes. I mean, how patch notes are made. Like, I see everything that my colleagues committed into the game. So what's in the game, in the build that your guys playing, and I go there and I take it and okay, there's a bug fix for this, A, B, C, D. Okay, those are bug fixes. But sometimes some of the important things that are big, there's a lot of talking going about it, a lot of commits into the build a few times in a row, and sometimes I don't read it. I know it's there, but I don't read it, and I forget to add it in the patch notes. Like, the most important thing for what the hotfix is, I forgot to add it because I just forgot about it, you know. So that tends to happen sometimes as well. Well,
Shit
we fucked
happens. I
up,
wouldn't sweat it.
you know.
Yeah. I've
But
seen
yeah.
I've seen the I've seen the patch notes like on the test group, how it looks like everything is in like there's so much rows of everything, and like good luck with figuring out what is important for community to say
Well,
what is
man,
not.
when we were coming out with the base building and females and all of that, I had approximately 400 or 500 lines to go through for that. I mean, if I put in a patch notes 500 lines of bug fixes and shit like that, yeah, Eroktic, you will read it because you're a fucking psycho, just like the rest of here, but most of the people won't. You know,
Yeah.
500, it's a bit much. So I also need to like water it down to be as simple as possible, but still to get a point across.
Yeah, most people don't read the patch notes anyways. I've had people ask questions and it's like, what was in the patch notes? I didn't read them.
I mean, if we will go to that aspect, our latest hotfix that went last week, it had a pun with caps writing vibe. And we still got comments on our Twitter on that. Will there be a vibe? I
Yep.
mean, did you like read what it says in that one sentence before you? I mean, you had to see it before you even pressed to reply on it. At least give 3 seconds of your time if you're a slow reader to read it,
Do you
and
remember?
you'll have all the answers.
I wonder. Do you remember that patch where you typed with the blue fucking letter or color letters on top
Yeah.
with the bolded there is gonna be wipe, and on the bottom there is gonna be wipe, and then people still ask, is there gonna be wipe? Same thing was with what? This is not the final. There was like two. I remember in two different like occasions. In one there was like huge big as there's gonna be wipe, and people are still asking, is there gonna be wipe?
I mean, I guess some people don't bother with it, and I guess that's okay. Some people don't want to be bothered by it. I most of the time of the games I play, I don't read patch notes. But when I encounter some issue or something that I want to know, and I'm like, okay, I didn't read the patch notes, maybe it's there. I go there, check it. If it's not there, I try to Google the answer, because on Steam, when you go on our Steam forums, there's a beautiful thing. It's called search, and you can pretty much, I'm 100% sure you can find 99.9 questions you have there. It's called search discussions, and you'll find your answer there. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't want to. Of course, if you send it on to me on Discord, Twitter, or anything, of course I'll answer it if it's a normal question. But sometimes I don't see it like right away. I see it maybe 2 hours later, 3 hours later, 3 days later. But you could have your answer in under 10 minutes of the question that you got.
I don't read
And
the patch notes. I just watch Eroktic.
fair enough. I mean, people can do that as well, and that's awesome. You know,
I'm at work when you guys release the patches, so
uh,
Man, fun fact. Today is a day where there was the exactly the same player count like day one on the base building patch. 7.2 thousand.
nice. Interesting. That's a good thing.
Can you believe that?
Good stuff.
That was like a month ago. Even more?
Mm.
Yeah, a month ago. June
Was it not
23rd.
longer? Oh yeah, it was a month ago.
Directly a
Nice,
month
nice.
ago, and player count didn't drop.
Nice. I guess
That's
we're doing something good.
that's insane. And it is doubled actually. Like before, it was like 3K, and then when the patch got out, 7.2K. That's insane.
Mm. Oh, well, let's see what questions are on your Discord. I was watching the stream chat. Will there ever be a compass added to the game for people like me who are absolutely terrible with directions? Same, my man. I suck at directions, but God bless Google Maps. But hey, we don't have Google Maps in our game. Yeah, a compass will be added into the game. That's also one thing for. Give me, guys, your opinion on PvE servers. If we will have the options, we will probably at one point. I had an idea to disable the map so that you don't have a map.
People are gonna still use the map on the browser.
No, that's cool. You can. I mean, you can use that if you want, but you don't have the map in game. And I mean, you have wild.
you don't know where you are exactly.
But I'm pretty sure there are people who would like to, who even maybe play it totally without a map because of the immersion. So, why not to try to like put it in the game so people can have that option to turn it on? You know, for their immersion, role playing, whatever they want. So I don't know what you guys think about it, or you can also write in the people who are listening to it. You can write in the.
It is the
In the
double edge. It is a double-edged sword. To be honest, I would rather have the HUD removed completely than a map. And the reason why I'm saying that is because even right now we have a problem with finding a PvP. I think I mean I actually do not know. Like in most of the cases, what is current meta is people are gonna build a base close to the main point of interest, and they will not move anywhere else except farming that point of interest. Here and there, they're gonna use the vehicle to go, but people are not even using the map that often. Like at least I think so. I mean, you kind of don't need the map because you know that naval base is 200 meters on the left of your base, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
fair enough. That's fair enough.
and
Actually, there's a good comment on your stream chat. Remove pointer of the player, but leave the map. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, really. We'll see about that one.
because for example, like even how are you gonna I mean, I guess airdrops can be seen with the green flare. You can see it from the distance, like miles away, but still removing the map, I think you guys would cog block yourself with restricting features in a game to add more
I mean,
like
if
different
you would,
events.
like if you would like remove the map, there would, of course, I said the game needs to be balanced out. You remove something, you need to add something.
Now, yeah, having a physical map in a game where you have
Yes,
to
something
find
like
it.
that, exactly. Or maybe even if you're good at navigations, you have maybe some kind of navigation skill that you can map out yourself. You know.
Definitely.
I don't know. We'll see. I said we want to just like remove one thing without balancing it. I mean, if we remove a thing and don't add anything, I guess it was out of balance to begin with. So now it is. But every time like we remove something or add something, there's always needs to be a balance in the game. That was exactly the same. I had in the beginning once the game released, we had like when melee weapons they were bugged and weird, and people were like asking about why even bother like with melee weapons when you can just find a gun and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, but in the best case scenario, once the game is totally polished and that there's a situation when you use your gun, people can hear you, puppets can hear you, animals can hear you. I don't know what the fucking will be able to hear you in later parts of the game, you know.
I mean, to be completely honest, 500 meters. I do not know. I don't know. I think you guys should boost the sound range of the weapons because Yeah, to increase the PvP, to be honest. Like 500 meters, I don't think it is enough. 1.5 kilometer would be pretty okay. And even now, like 500 meters is, I don't think it is that big, like that big of range, and everyone is playing with the suppressors. And like it is so hard to find. Like the only time when you hear shots are mechs shooting somebody, so you can go push them. But if you're like in one point of interest in one town, there is no way to hear PvP in the town nearby. You know?
Yeah. I mean, sound of weapons will also it's gonna be a bit different once we adjust it because the way sound travels. You know, right now if you shoot from a house, walls don't make really a big of a difference how it sounds and stuff like that. So we also will need to have that aspect. Like if you shoot in a house that's like pretty good isolated with like it's depending if it's made of wood or stone, each of those materials propagate sound differently. So once we have that in order, we can look also into it to increase maybe the radius, but also one aspect that people need to be also aware of: we are not pushing our game to be primarily PvP. Of course, that doesn't mean that we don't want to have any PvP, or that we are looking to like degrade it or anything like that. We just like we need to tend to the balance of the game and to push it as primarily as a survival game. Of course, when you in a survival game, PvE and PvP are big aspects of both, you know. But we don't want that the PvP aspect to be over the survival aspect.
No, I agree.
So yeah, from that standpoint, we'll see the approach to be as balanced as possible.
Yeah, but right now, like there is a lot of things that are missing in the game, and there is not that much to do. So PvP is the only thing that we can do, and taking care of our metabolism.
Exactly. That's you. From that standpoint, you're totally right. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, and I think when you guys add your other features into the game, that it'll balance itself out. Like, you know, for instance, even if you did do the medical thing, people aren't going to be able to. It'll give them, you know, they'll have to focus on their character versus just running them out of water and food until they're like negative 2,000% water or whatever, and then they're you know, they have no stamina, and then they'll just go and re-roll. You know, I think people neglect the fact that maintaining your character's health is a PvE option in the game, and by doing that, it's, you know, allows you to become a better person or a more active of a person to go do PvP.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the same, like that thing happened to me yesterday. Like I was PvPing for like 3-4 hours in the Naval. My metabolism completely crashed because there was no water source in the Naval. I was forced to push back, recover that energy to get back into the PvP just because of the negative effects on my character, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's exactly the thing that we strive to. Like as I said, survival game. Yeah, but still, our game, like you make your own choice, and you either reap the benefits or you reap the consequences of it. You know, so it's all up to you. In every situation that you encounter through the game, you made it. You got to that situation from many possible standpoints you have, like from maybe fighting the constitution player, how well he does, how many people you play with, do you play alone, where do you spawn, and all variety of situations that you can come up with.
Yeah.
I mean,
as far as like the things that are in the game, though, like if you have a big bulky character, that's I've noticed that if you have a guy who's ripped and is a giant character, he's got really good strength, he's going to need more food, and he's always going to be hungry. And if you've got a guy who's really skinny who can run for miles, you can eat a little bit and you'll have a calorie balance all the time. So I've noticed that, and people don't understand that. They make their characters some beast. They think they're going to rip people's heads off. And they're like, oh, I got to eat all the time. I'm like, well, that's the whole point of the game.
What a surprise, yeah. I mean, that's totally the balance part that I'm talking about. I also had tons of characters like, oh, I will just like make a bulked up guy, and I will, when I punch you, you'll go down if you're skinny. And yeah, that's totally true. but have fun keeping up that body, maintaining that body and
Right.
that muscle mass without degrading it, without destroying actually your character more than you think it's productive.
Yeah, again, because people are always like, why do I have negative dexterity or constitution? And I'm just like, well, because you're not eating enough and your character's withering away and he's basically dying.
Exactly.
Actually, that's one thing I would like to do is if you don't maintain your character, I would prefer your character die a lot faster than they currently do.
Well, once the medical skill comes in, it's gonna be more tricky because, of course, when medical skill will be connected to metabolism, it's gonna work differently because we added a new aspect that people need
Right.
not to pay attention all the time, of course, but to be aware of.
Right. And that's one thing I really like. That's one every time someone asks me, well, like, what's different about this, versus DayZ or whatever. I'm like, well, you have this character customization and its metabolism that's unlike no other game. And I think people neglect to realize it's a huge part of the game. And I'm always got food and I'm always searching for food and eating and going. And I'm like, my character's not at least 65 to 75% of all of its stuff. I'll stop and maintain my character because it's just a pain in the ass to get him back to normal once you've run him down so far.
Exactly.
I mean,
also, I will have a task for you guys. You will need to DM me regarding that streamer option. What do we need to pay attention to? What's the problem? How it should be fixed and stuff like that? Because I don't know. I'm not sure anybody in Game Pirates is a streamer, so I don't know. Maybe people do, but still, fill me in, and everybody who's a streamer who's listening to this, feel free to contact me regarding that.
Sure. I mean, in most of the cases, names, and having the hidden chat by default, so you cannot open it. That's pretty much it. It is. I mean,
Well,
no matter what you do, it is impossible to fully hide your server just because of the base building. Like bases are unique, and people are gonna notice if that base is on their server, no matter what.
exactly.
But
There are a few. Sorry that I'm cutting you off. There are two good questions here on your stream. How about takedowns with melee from the back? Yes, that will be added as well, like takedowns for puppets and stuff. We will need to see how it will work with players because it's definitely not the same. But yeah, that will be it. And one person wrote, "Not true. I eat like a goddamn saint, and my stats are always going into the negative." There are two possible explanations for this. One is you need to be aware of what are you eating. If you're stuffing yourself with just like, I don't know, chips, chocolates, and shit like that, it will go downhill. Doesn't matter how buffed you are. So you need to know what you are consuming, what nutrients you're taking into you. The second option is that's, I guess, more true, is that it's probably bugged somewhere, something, and it doesn't work like it should. So one of those two are.
I mean, I think I noticed that metabolism has some kind of a cap, so you cannot go over the top. For example, like before the patch, the way how I was playing, I was eating like a madman. I had thousands of calories intake on plus, and I was just not eating for days after that. But right now it seems like calorie intake is kept around 1,500, which means no matter how much you're eating, you will not go over that cap. And I think the same thing is with the vitamins, and that's why it seems like it is kept on 3028. I mean, it is kept on 3028. So if you're overeating, nothing is gonna basically happen, right? You're wasting your food. So I don't know. I think that is the thing, and you're wasting you're gonna reach that cap, 1,500 calorie intake, and then you're gonna burst through that if you're a beefy character really, really quick. So you're gonna have to constantly eat, and I don't know. It needs fine tuning, that's for sure, but yeah.
I mean, I said it's. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are still bugs in it that make things go haywire. That's probably the question to Kaviji's answer. I'm sorry if I butchered your name on your stream. But yeah, it's possible.
Speaking of patches, remember back in February for Valentine's Day, you guys had 2 horses on a heart?
Yeah.
And then if you look in the thing and it says when you put a horse's head on a stick, boy, you're going to feel real sorry when animal taming comes in. And do you guys ever plan on doing the animal taming? Is that something that was put off because of base building? Because that was one thing I see. I always see a horse and I'm like, damn, I wish I could just grab that thing and ride it.
Yeah, I think the animal handling skill, we will definitely add it in. You know, because everybody loves animals. Why not have a pet in your game? If you will mistreat that pet, I will make it so that your head will blow up instantly in the game. So if you're gonna have animals,
Right.
better take good care of them.
Leo was talking about that actually. He said that eventually we will be able to have the animals as a companions
Yeah, something like that. Why not
That'd
have
be
a chicken
cool.
who can fetch you guns?
and
I
having
think that's
the
awesome.
yeah, and
Who
having
needs a
the
lube? You have a
farms.
chicken will do it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
You will
having
never
farms.
suspect a chicken of carrying an AK.
I mean, like for us that are following the game for a long time and they are reading everything that you guys are saying, we can completely see the whole picture of the game, and
Mhm.
like it is a little bit hard. Like there is so many questions. When will this be added? When will this be added? But and I mean, in the current patch, the biggest problem is definitely overpowered bases. And that's pretty much the only question that we kind of need to work around.
Yeah, I mean,
That's like the first.
bases are one of the biggest feature after the release that we added into the game, if not biggest one, you know. And we're gonna still work on them for a long time to make them feel
Oh yeah, what
just
the
as
fuck?
they should.
What the hell is with the bicycles, man?
No idea. I know we have everything ready up. I guess the guy who was working on vehicles, he is working a lot of things. What some people also don't understand that from a technical side, adding a bicycle or a goddamn airplane, it's the same shit. There's no difference for how much time and work you need to put into it. So it's not just that easy. But we will definitely add bicycles. I wanna drive some downhill in our game.
Yeah, completely different feature, animations, handling, everything is different. Everything.
I didn't even think about animations or any of that aspect, just from the technical part. The animations, all of that, that's all a different area.
Oh. I always appreciate the stuff you guys do. Can you guys, as far as, not get off the game subject, but like you guys work really hard. Like what's an average day for you guys? You guys put in 12, 16 hours a day?
No. We had a crunch before the release of the game. It was not the type of crunch that are popping up to the internet that people are like killing themselves. It was definitely a crunch, and it did a handful on us. But it was worth it. Now we are trying not to have crunches at all because it hurts us more than it gives you benefits. Of course, when you have some big patch coming out, the patch with base builds, we did crunch for like a few days for it. It was nothing extreme, but we of course you want to put it out in the best shape possible, and overtime is always needed. What
Right.
A normal day, well, to me, sometimes it's 8 hours, sometimes it's like 10, 11 hours. I don't know, really. It depends.
Because that's how I would say is, yeah. I realize you guys have grown with the game, so your project management and stuff is you're more efficient at doing what you're doing. You got more people, you got more resources and stuff like that. So
I mean, of course, like with each improvement of your company, not just game, anywhere, new challenges arise. Just like the fact that you need to handle more people.
Right.
So,
I always
yeah.
tell people that too. Is like, hey, if you can get a couple guys together, 10, 12 guys, and go develop a game and make it better than this, go ahead. But you got to give you guys the benefit
I mean,
of the doubt.
if somebody makes better game than us with less people than us, please hire me. Like, I don't know what to tell you else. Like, I mean, we really don't have an ego problem. I don't know why people get that idea. I mean, I'm mostly well, as we are communicating with people. As I said, I have no problem with people coming to us and saying, "Hey guys, you fucked up this part. This." I mean, when you come, hey, this is bug. Yeah, it is. We are sorry. We fucked up. We're gonna fix it. If you give me constructive feedback, I will always listen to you. We will always talk to you. We'll always engage in a conversation. Doesn't matter. But make it normal. I know how to say.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to have a criticism about something and not having the actual answer how to fix it. Like,
Of course.
it's easy to like, yeah, it's just like pointless. What is the point of complaining about something if you even if you like you don't have the answer or whatever the hell about
I
it?
mean, yeah, I mean, people. I mean, yeah, you can go into my messages, shout at me, scream at us, tell us to fix shit, and trust me, if each time when a person sends me a message again, and if I could fix it in that moment, I would. I would ask people, please shout at me every fucking day, spam me so things get fixed. But sadly, you shouting at us, it's not gonna get shit fixed. That's simple the truth.
So what about disabling the attributes metabolism connection until it works properly? What the hell would I do then? I don't know. I would rather have a buggy thing in a game so I can
No,
work.
from that perspective, it makes sense. Like, if those two are connected, one makes problem for the other. Yeah, of course, it would make sense to like at least have one that's working, and okay, let's keep this one like it is and fix it. Because the thing is that word underscore n, what's your name? The thing is that those two are so interconnected that if you remove one, the other will kind of fall apart. If it makes sense.
Yeah, but
It-
why the hell would you disable something and how the fuck would you know what to fix and how to fix it if you're not getting the feedback about what is broken about a certain
yeah,
thing?
that's also the truth.
It has to be in a game so it can be fixed, pushing the limits. That's the whole point.
I mean, last time I lost 2 skills from advance and basically 1 million points gone. Yeah, I guess that's definitely bugged and shouldn't be like that. I'm sorry for you for that issue, but again, thank you for telling me that, so we can look into it and fix it.
I think that had some kind of a thing with the server crashes when you got that crashed, not server crash, client crash. I think. The thing is, I know exactly what he's talking about, so I can explain a little bit more into it. So basically, the thing is, when you're losing the percentage, like you have like you're gaining the percent or you're losing the percent every one in-game day, every
Okay.
24 hours in game. And when you have like, for example, 3 strength, and when you're not eating properly, when you are in the protein deficiency, your protein, your skill attribute drops under 3.0, right? It is like 2.85 or whatever. And
Yeah.
then game knows that since you have a 2.85 and not 3, you cannot have 6 attributes in the game. And it crashes your rifle advanced, for example. And your rifle skill is on medium, it's not on the advanced anymore. And that is fine. And I had the same thing, and I worked over, like, I was eating the proteins, I got out of that protein deficiency, and it reached positive of 3.0, and my rifles got boost from 0 on medium on advanced immediately, right? So basically, game is punishing you. Game is punishing your skills if you took the skill points into the something that you cannot maintain. But there was some kind of a bug in the previous patch with the intelligence skill. Intelligence skills got crashed with that same reason. But even when you fix them, your character was completely bricked. Like your survival was on basic, everything was on basic, no matter how much progression you got. That's what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, that's sorry, our bad, we fucked up.
I mean, yeah, like
I mean,
make a new
that's it.
character. What are you gonna lose? Come on, you can
I
get.
mean, of course, you are right. Just make a new character is gonna be fine, but still, that's not the mantra. But we want to go with, it's Like, oh yeah, we fucked this up. Yeah, just make a new character. No, like we want to try like not to come to that situation and try to fix it and to save it if possible. That's why we are not trying to wipe every patch because it's weird even for early access game. The fuck is sometimes wipes are needed.
I mean, to be completely honest, community is really engaging when wipes are really often. To be honest.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I said in my experience, most of the time when people are asking wipes are people from not every time, of course, but most of those people are coming from servers that have 50 times more loot, zombies, and shit like that. And I mean, you know the rest of the story.
I always enjoy wiping the server because it's the fun part, starting over fresh.
But still, some people like role play, have a whole character built up, whole story going, and then when you
Yeah,
wipe it
that's
all,
true.
you fuck it all up, and it's not what we are striving for.
Right. No. I was wondering, do you guys ever plan like when a person re-rolls their character, is there any possibility that anything they've ever brought into the world would be deleted? Because that's one of the things you see is you see people will be these hardcore call them the try-hard PvPers. They'll roll the character into the ground, or he's basically not functional. Re-roll. Now they've got a whole box full of guns and stuff, a base built. Everything's there for them, and they got a new character. It's almost like if you're going to re-roll your character, I feel there should be some kind of repercussions. You should if you're going to start over from scratch, you should really be starting over from scratch. You know what I mean? Anything that you've ever put into the world should I feel personally should just go away.
That's a really tricky aspect and question because I'm totally fine. Like if you like, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong. If you totally reroll your character and like if you played with your character, you built a base, you have already some skills, and at one point where attribute skills and metabolism will work together. For me, in one way, the whole punishment will be that you lost all of that. But if you like in a world where you built a base and if your character gets deleted, to me it makes sense that the base stays. I don't know. Maybe we need to work a bit more on the system that, like, if you make a new character, go to your old base, maybe that you can't really access it until you maybe do something.
Not so much the base. I'm thinking more along the lines of just your loot.
I mean, all your gear that's on your player, and if you delete your player, that gear will be gone. The same thing goes regarding what I said about bases. I think that it's still the same thing applies to chests and items stored there. Because if you store your items in the chest, anybody who goes there can open and take your items. Why would we remove that possibility for other people to encounter some loot and items? I mean, even if you in a real life, if you have like, I don't know, I mean, fucked up to look from a real life situation on such an island, even like you made a box, and if you died, that box will still be there with all the items there,
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I can see both sides of it.
It is double-edged sword, and it is like unfixable. How can you, for example, stop me of buying 5 copies of SCUM and having 5 different characters on the same server and using 4 characters as my banks?
Yeah.
Like you cannot, like, this is unfixable. Like you cannot, like, I don't know. And like I don't even want to talk about people that are in the party with you. What does that mean? Like one guy deletes his character and whole base of the whole clan is gonna be disappeared. No,
not the whole base. I'm saying anything that person did. So okay, you built a door in your base, and you had 3 chests, and you re-rolled your character. Anything that you put into the world goes away. Everything else anybody brought in stays there. So there might be a guy who's in your base who didn't build anything, but it's one of those things where you just see people not so much. Yeah, if you're going to buy 5 copies of the game, hey, that benefits SCUM. But if you're going to just constantly just run your character into the ground until it has negative 4,000 water, and then re-roll, and then come back and you got all your guns and you jump right back into it. I think just there should be some kind of little bit more penalty for re-rolling.
Yeah, I mean, there's also one comment here on his stream that's totally accurate. If you want to spend $100 to store your items, then you should be able to do it, and he's totally right.
Right? Yeah. If
Uh,
you want 5 different characters, yeah, that's fine. If you want
y-
them
I
in
mean,
the
yeah,
game,
it is
it's
pretty
a it's
early.
a
It's pretty
it's not a
early.
bad
Like
question.
when you, I
Definitely not
mean,
a bad question, but a trick one.
when you, when there is gonna be no more wipes, you're gonna develop your character constantly, and if you delete your character, you're gonna lose so much skill points that you know that you invested into.
Mhm.
Like you have like no skill survival, no skill archery, no skill pistols. You're using those stuff and you're building your character. And if you,
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that's true too. I don't think maybe there hasn't been a period of time long enough for people to develop their characters where they're at the.
yeah, it is just like
Definitely
nobody
I mean,
cares.
I've had a character. The longest character I had was like almost 3.5 months, and man, when I had to wipe that character, I was sad.
I mean, of course. I mean, our whole game is made from a perspective that you like need to play a long time to like get the whole. I mean, not a long time, but if you play a long time, that you have that feeling of immersion and gameplay, and kind of forgot where I was going with this point. Uh, but yeah, oh yeah, like, and the idea is, if that's our goal, the more you play, the more immersion you have, and the more you fun you have. Of course, we don't want wipes in that scenario. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky question.
The thing that I would like to know the answer, but I doubt Wonder can give me that answer, is about the. I do not know if you're familiar with the Rust logging off. Like when you're logging off in Rust, your character stays on a map.
Oh yeah, he like sleeps, right?
Yeah, sleepers. And
Mm.
it is pretty effective in so many different levels, because first off, you're completely nullifying combat loggers. People will stop with combat logging, and
Yeah.
also you're gonna log out on safe areas, and you're gonna be forced to build some kind of a protection for you before you log out. And I think this is like, it is really like, now, like when you add that in a game, it is going to be really hardcore, but still, like I think that should be in a game. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, except the safe zones are going to have everybody in the server sleeping in them.
I mean,
No,
I don't
no.
mind.
That's very wrong. One of the ideas with the save zones that we have, of course, camping in save zones is kind of stupid. So we were thinking about it. I'm not saying it's going to be that system. Like, you have a certain number of fame points, and when you go into the save zone, if you stay too long of times, those fame points will start to
Bleed off
decline,
fame.
to bleed off. Like, it takes fame to be there, to be safe and stuff like that. Of course, I don't know if that's going to be the case, depending on the way we will have save zones set up. Like, maybe if there will be some kind of trading hubs or something like that, it doesn't really make sense to put a penalty of staying there, because if you have some trading hub there, like, yeah, it's weird. So I don't know. I'm banging it out of my head. We will need to see about that.
Yeah.
Sleepers. I don't know. I really don't know about that one. I can just see red flags from a technical perspective, from possible new mechanics to the current mechanics that can have an issue with that. So that's a hard one to answer.
Yeah.
I mean, like, people are logging off on such ridiculous places. For example, they're gonna loot the bunker, they're gonna
Mhm.
log out, and they're gonna go play on the another server, and then they're just gonna pop in on a server while you're in the middle of looting, and he's gonna just kill you because he logged in. And
Yeah.
I
it
could
is.
see
I
maybe
mean,
not being able to log out in certain areas.
Yeah, Daisy has that, I think, or Daisy mod has that. I don't remember, but I do remember that it was impossible
Yeah,
to log
I could
out.
see that your high loot areas you can't log out in, because I've seen that too, where I'm in there and all of a sudden we got people watching both doors and I get just shot in the back of the head.
I mean, yeah, that should, or that, yeah, or sleeping, or sleepers, or not being able to log in on the points of interest. That's for sure.
actually, the thing that Tyrone said, that you can log off from certain like high loot areas, that kind of makes sense. What doesn't make sense is to not give people the option to log out, because Alt F4 exists. well, one way that maybe we can do it, I don't know, tell me your opinion, is maybe if you log out in such a zone, that your character gets teleported to some outer part of it, like like
outside of it.
outside of the loot area, you know. I don't know, it's just popped up in my head. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, I don't know. It's just something that I came up with.
I mean, yeah, and
I like-
also crashes and all of that. But
I think it'd get tying more things to fame. You know, you want to log out in the bunker? Sure, it's going to fame wipe you.
We don't want to really too much go on the road to punish players for their decisions.
Well, it's
I
more like a
mean-
payment. Like you know it's coming. You want you want to log out in the bunker. It's going to cost you this much fame.
Yeah, but you still didn't solve the issue. Like when you're loading it, and that guy comes in and shoots you in the back of the head. The problem is still there. He just paid some.
Right.
I mean, if you as players are fine with it, oh, okay, I got shot in my head, but this guy paid 50 fame points, and my ego is okay with it. I doubt that will be the case.
Yeah, no,
really.
more people. Yeah, people are still going to be pissed off. I'm just looking at like, you know, hey, if you're going to.
It's a good idea.
If
Definitely,
you're
it's
going to
a
do the
good
shady
idea.
things like log out in a
Mhm.
bunker and then spawn in when someone, you know people are there.
Yeah.
It's gonna, at least someone. But yeah, I think if not being able to log out in a high loot area and have to be basically if you had the same thing where you can't build bases,
Mhm.
you can't log out. Well, that doesn't work because you can claim towns and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, making some kind of a code where your character, like, no matter what, even if you wanna add the ability, not like to forbid people to log out on the points of interest, there should be some kind of a penalty for alt F4ing, which means like character is gonna stay like sleepers, right? So
Mm.
so you can kill them when they alt F4 or whatever.
Yeah.
just shoot them while they're laying on the floor.
Guys, I have approximately 10 minutes left.
Yeah, we're gonna
Very nice.
rip out really soon.
So we can get
We are
some
already,
more
like,
questions.
almost. I mean, we're gonna like. Nah, we should just stop. They should tune in on the next one. It's like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's
You guys aren't ignoring me. I just had my mic muted for the last hour. That's all. Yeah.
But
I got 2 hours sleep, by the way.
Oh,
well, sucks to be you, I guess. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say.
yeah.
I'm not functioning at a full fucking capacity here.
I
Nah,
was
it's
wondering,
fine,
like,
man.
what happened to TyroneSh0elacez? He's pretty quiet.
Yeah, he's probably sleeping or some shit.
I'm talking, right? Everyone's just talking over me. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll shut up.
There's one good question. What is the solution to the problem of players manipulating the ini files to gain advantage over other players? If you encounter such situation, like if you know that the person that manipulate the ini files or something like that, I'm not talking about speculations because we can speculate about a lot of stuff in our game. If you have like concrete things that you can say, please do send us so we can fix it.
Sounds good.
there we go. We're gonna wrap up, huh? Do you guys have any final words, shout outs? Where can people find you? Stuff like that.
Yeah, think before you write on the internet.
That's a tall order right there.
That's not an order, that's an advice that everybody should heed because it's gonna make life much easier, trust me.
The only time anybody's nice on you on the internet is when they're trying to sell something to you. Other than
And
that,
that's probably a scam as well, so.
When they want something.
yeah.
Oh, thank you, Leva. Great job. No problem, man. Though I'm not Leva.
Good job, Leva.
But hey, he's a handsome guy, so thanks for the compliment.
No, I enjoyed this time. I really did. I've been
Yeah.
enjoying SCUM, streaming it for the last year. It's so far it's been an exciting ride watching things progress, and growing with the game as the game grows.
Mm.
And
Oh,
it's
wait,
really
wait,
nice.
wait a
It's really
minute,
nice of you
Eroktic.
to get together with us.
Eroktic, if people are calling me Leva now, so does that mean I'm on the same level as him? I guess I am.
I don't know, dude.
No
People-
takebacks,
Like
no
someone's
takebacks.
getting a raise.
Mm-hmm. Probably not, but still.
Today Leva came on my chat and he showed me like, look at this snipe. Guys are running in the middle of the open field with no gear, and guy shots him like in 50-meter range with the 50 cal. And I'm like, dude, give me a break. I link him my snipe shot, and he's like, oh shit, that's great. That's even better. I'm like, no. Let me show you the Tyrone snipe. And I show him that snipe. Yeah. I tried to find the TyroneSh0elacez wallbang, but I couldn't find it. Nobody could.
Oh, I can find that real quick.
Oh, you showed him the one where I sniped the guy at the airfield?
Yeah, that's the nastiest shot I've ever seen. And it is gonna stay like that for quite some time, I think. There you go. Go check Tyrone's Twitch chat, Twitch stream. Follow him over there. I also linked T0pClass's Twitch. I linked Wonder's Twitter. I can do it. I can do it again if you guys want.
It's fine. I linked Leva's Twitter so people can follow him there.
Oh, Levas. Man, he doesn't even have time to code. Shit, dude, and your people are gonna go over there now and ask him questions that you should answer, dude.
Well, I will always answer each question you guys ask me. I'm not saying in which manner I will answer it, but I will.
But yeah, I'm gonna repeat one more time. ! Discord. If you guys have any questions about
I'm almost done.
that you would like to be answered, go on the Discord. Questions for podcast. Link them over there. Whoever has more reactions is we're gonna probably read those. People were spamming the chat with the questions like crazy. Thank you.
There,
and sorry
I posted my snipe in their chat.
Yeah, there we go. Check it out. I can actually show it if you guys really wanted, but we're almost like 2 hours in, so we're just
sure. Here's the wall bang.
Any final words from you guys? Anything that you wanna plug? Anything?
I think you just did it all for me, man. Thanks.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitch, streaming SCUM all the time.
There you go. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it was interesting. Dude. If not, don't expect the podcast next time, okay? And maybe
if not, don't tune in the next one. That's what I will say. This is fun. We need to have more of those. If you didn't like it, just I guess skip the next one.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, we need to do this again.
And I have to
fun.
Yeah, I have to figure out the scenes and all of that because people are watching only me and just me. I feel like a just chatting streamer now, dude.
I mean, I definitely need to find a camera so I can get my pretty face on your stream as well.
Yeah, I hope also. I hope that Leva will be able to join us next time because like there is like so much questions that I think even if Wonder has the answer for it, like Leva is just gonna say, "Why did you answer them that? They should not supposed to know that," and like he's gonna like take shit for some things that he is not supposed to answer. But yeah, most of our questions were literally for Leva, so I mean.
No, it's fine. I mean,
thank you for giving your best for answering those questions.
I'm always giving my best, man.
So yeah.
I don't know anything else.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up right here. I'm tired now. Too much talking, dude. Thank you guys for watching.
Exactly.
And yeah, see you. See you, boys.
See you guys. Have fun. Goodbye.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.